Welcome to EPG Pathsala on the subject Social Medicine and Community Health. I am Professor Suti Mishra working in the Department of Community Medicine, Institute of Medical Sciences, Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi. I shall be discussing the module entitled Newborn Action Plan. This module belongs to the paper National Health Policies and Programs. This has been developed by a team comprising of myself as Principal Investigator, Dr. Devendra Kumar Taneja, Professor Director in the Department of Community Medicine, Malona Azad Medical College, New Delhi. The content has been written by myself and PKC of the Department of Community Medicine, IMS BHU, and the content has been reviewed by Dr. J. Tandon, Professor and Head X of the Department of Community Medicine, Institute of Medical Sciences, Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi. The learning objectives that have been set for this module is: number one should be able to state milestones of child survival program in India, state progress in newborn care since the launch of National Rural Health Mission, mention status of child mortality in general and neonatal mortality in particular, enumerate causes of neonatal deaths in India, state goals and targets of India's newborn action plan, mention strategic intervention packages of newborn action plan, enumerate pressure proxy indicators of interventions for bottleneck analysis. At the time of independence, India was facing very high child mortality rate, and infant mortality rate was more than 160. Though the infant mortality rate has come down at a very low level, still the newborn mortality is quite high. Since independence, there was emphasis on maternal and child health, and in the process of development, many changes had took place, but the landmark change has taken place in the year 1992 when Child Survival and Safe Motherhood program was launched. This program was based on the concept that the child born today is a 9-month-old baby, and child health cannot be considered without considering the health of the mother, and therefore it was also realized that the baby that was going inside the utero from a single cell 3 kg baby is born, and therefore care during that period is vital. So this 1992 year was a landmark in the history of child survival programs in India. This program continued for about 5 years, and in 1997 reproductive and child health phase 1 was started. The RCS program was an amalgamation of child survival and safe motherhood program, family planning, RTI, that is reproductive tract infections control, HIV and AIDS control, and the emphasis was on client centering and quality of care. After in the year 2005, RCS 2 was launched, and in the same year it was also observed that National Rural Health Mission was also launched in India. 2005, so two important things were brought into focus. One is the reproductive and child health phase 2, and second is National Rural Health Mission 2005. Then in 2013, reproductive, maternal, newborn, child health plus adolescents was also added in the program. In 2013, National Health Mission was initiated in the country based on the successes of National Rural Health Mission, and also realizing the fact that in many urban pockets the child health and neonatal mortality was quite high. In 2014, India's newborn action plan was brought into focus, realizing the fact that though the infant mortality rate was coming down in the previous decade, there was not a very significant decline in newborn neonatal mortality rate, which means the death of a newborn within 0 to 28 days. And therefore, Government of India decided that if we want to further reduce infant mortality rate, that cannot be achieved unless a special focus is given on newborn and newborns. Now, coming to the progress since the launch of National Rural Health Mission in the year 2005, Janni Suraksha Yojana, JSY popularly known as, has increased the number of women delivering in public health facilities to 107 lakhs each year. 470 new maternal and child health wings, 30, 50, and 100 bedded, have been sanctioned in the public health system, adding more than 28,000 beds. A nationwide network of facility-based newborn care has been established at various levels. Around 14,135 newborn care corners at the point of childbirth has been created so that any problem then immediately after birth can be taken care of. Newborn stabilization units, 548 special newborn care units for sick and small newborns with care to more than 6 lakhs newborns being provided in SNCUs each year. Janani Shishu Suraksha Karikram, popularly known as JSSK scheme, has entitled all pregnant women and infants to free delivery, drugs, diagnostics, treatment, food, and transportation to and from the facilities. Incentivized home-based newborn care program has been launched in 2011. 8.95 lakhs ASAs selected and more than 6 lakhs ASAs trained to improve newborn practices at the community level. Early detection and referral of sick newborn babies by making home visits as per schedule during the first 42 days after birth. So, home based newborn care was given due emphasis, realizing the fact that unless this is taken care of, no amount of public health facilities or care at the institutional level will make a difference. Interventions under National Health Mission focusing on newborns included. We'll be discussing under three headings: program, year of launch, major objectives, and what is the present status. The first program, Janni Suraksha Yojana, was launched in the year 2005. The objectives have been safe motherhood interventions to increase institutional delivery through demand side financing and conditional cash transfer. The present status has been has been implemented in all the states and union territories, and special focus has been given on low performing states, or popularly known as Empowered Action Group states. The second program, Integrated Management of Neonatal and Childhood Illnesses (IMNCI) at the community level and FIMCI at the health facilities was initiated in 2007. The name itself signifies that the integrated management of childhood illnesses, as initiated by the WHO, World Health Organization, but in India this program was modified and special care on neonates has been incorporated in this. Standard case management of major cases of neonatal and childhood mortality and mortality has been taken care of. This has been operationalized as far as present status is concerned. This has been operationalized in more than 500 districts of India. 5.9 lakh health and other functionaries, including physicians, nurses, Anganwadi workers, ASHAs, have been trained for under IMNCI, and 26,800 medical officers and specialists placed at the CSCs, FRUs, trained under FIMNCI, that is facility based integrated management of childhood and neonatal illnesses. Navjat Shishu Suraksha Karikram, NSSK, was initiated in the year 2009. The Basic objective was to provide basic newborn care and resuscitation training programs to their fun- functionaries which are directly linked with that. 1.3 lakh health providers have been trained. Janni Sishu Suraksha Karikram JSSK 2011. The attempt in this program was zero out of pocket expenditure for maternal and infant health services through free healthcare and referral transport entitlements. In fact, it has been observed in India that out of pocket expenditures for major catastrophes is very quite high. And it has been also noted that 2% of India's population every year goes below poverty line just because of out of pocket expenditure. And recognizing the fact that out of high out of pocket expenditure on maternal and child health will put the family in the catastrophe and they may not derive the benefits. That is why this program attempted on zero out of pocket expenditure. It is implemented in all the states and union territories. The attempt is to provide assured service package, benefits extended to sick children up to the age of 1 year. Facility-based newborn care, FBNC 2011, newborn care facilities at various levels of public health services that includes newborn care corners at all points of childbirth to provide immediate care, newborn stabilization units, NBSUs at CSCs and hospital units for management of selected conditions and to stabilize the sick newborn before referral to higher centers, and special newborn care units SNCUs at district and sub-district hospitals to care for the sick newborns, all types of care except assisted ventilation and major surgeries. The achievement in this front has been quite phenomenal. More than around 14,135 newborn care corners established at delivery points to provide essential newborn care. 1,810 NBSUs established at CSCs and FRUs. 548 SNCUs established at district and sub-district hospitals or in medical colleges. More than 6,300 personnel provided a facility-based newborn care training. Online reporting system adopted and scaled up in 7 states with 245% CUs made online and more than 2.5 lakhs newborn registered in as, as on 2014. Home-based care, home newborn care, which was initiated in 2011, attempt have been made to provision of essential newborn care to all newborns and special care of preterm and low-term babies, early detection of illness followed by referral and support to family for adoption of healthy practices by ASA workers. Implemented in all states and union territories, most of the ASAs trained in newborn care. ASAs visited more than 12 lakhs uh, newborns in the year 2013. Rashtriya Bal Swasth Karikram, popularly known as RBSK, was initiated in the year 2013. The basic purpose was screening of children with birth defects, diseases, deficiencies, and developmental delays. The 4 Ds: defects, diseases, deficiencies, developmental delays. All children aged 0 to 18 years are targeted. More than 8 crore children screened and more than 10 lakhs children identified for tertiary care in the year 2013. Situation analysis, as far as is concerned, estimates of child death in the year 1990, 2000 and 2012. Again, this is the data from Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Deaths have been reported in thousands. Neonatal deaths in 1990 were 1,354,000. In 2000, it was 1,118,000, and in 2012, 758,000. The relative reduction in the neonatal deaths had been 17% from 1990 to 2000, then 32% from 2000 to 2012, and relative reduction from 1990 to 2012 was 44%. Whereas the reduction in infant deaths were 2,333,000 in 1990, 1,751,000 in 2000, and 1,097 in the year 2012. Relative reduction from 1990 to 2000 in infant deaths were 25% from 1990 to 2000. It was 37% from 2000 to 2012, but overall reduction from 1990 to 2012 was 53%. Whereas under 5 death reductions were 27% from 1990 to 2000, 44% from 2000 to 2014 to 12, and 59% from 1990 to 2012. The one point is very clear from this table that the decline in the neonatal deaths was least, and it was maximum for overall under 5 mortality. Neonatal mortality in India as per SRS 12, less than 10 was in Kerala, 11 to 15 in Tamil Nadu, 16 to 20 was observed in Maharashtra and Punjab, 21 to 25 in Karnataka and West Bengal, 26 to 30 in Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, Gujarat, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Jammu Kashmir, and Jharkhand. It was more than 30 in Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh. The point that has to be noted that the figures were alarmingly high in states, bigger states like Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, and so on. The figure of Bihar was slightly less than the Uttar Pradesh, but there may be an element of underreporting also. Data were not available for some of the states like Arunachal Pradesh, Goa, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim, Tripura, and Uttaranchal. Now, 4 states UP, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, and Rajasthan, they contribute to 56% of neonatal deaths in India and 14% of the global newborn deaths. The point that emerges, India contributes that unless something drastic is done in these 4 states, UP, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, and Rajasthan, probably there will be not perceptible decline in the neonatal deaths in India. Difference between rural urban neonatal mortality rate for major states, we can see that in say for Uttar Pradesh, neonatal mortality 18 and total mortality is 39. Rural and urban differences are quite alarming. In most of the states, the neonatal mortality rate in rural areas is higher than that of urban area, except in Punjab and some of the states like Kerala also. It is least in Kerala. So there is a rural-urban divide as far as neonatal mortality is concerned. Urban poor, urban average. In urban poor, the neonatal mortality is between 30 to 40 per 100,000 live births, whereas it is less than 30 in urban average. Distribution of neonatal deaths by time since birth. It has been observed that neonatal deaths, if you go by proportion of children dying in the first week of life, constitute about 72.9%. So time is essential in public health, and as if the care is exercised at the time of delivery and in the first week, then it will pay more dividend. 13.5% death took place in the second week, and 13.5% death takes place between third and fourth week. So majority of infants, nearly 3 out of 4, are dying in the first week. So first week is care is very vital. Proportion of infant dying in the first week of life: day 0, 36.9%; day 1, 7.4%; day 2, 10.1%; day 3, 6.6%; day 4, 5.1%; day 6, 3.4%; day 6, 3.5%. The point that has to be noted here that as the days passes on, survival of newborns becomes more. Now, causes of neonatal deaths in India, we can see that the preterm, birth asphyxia, sepsis, pneumonia, they are major causes. Sepsis contributes 15% of the total death, preterm 35%, birth asphyxia 20%, other conditions 3%, malformations 9%, diarrhea 2%. So this is the overall figure. The point that emerges that majority of the causes are can be taken care of, can be prevented by effective interventions at the time of during intrauterine life and immediately after birth. Particularly birth asphyxia, sepsis can be, pneumonia can be taken care of. Malformations are difficult to handle because most of them are caused by genetic causes. Now coming to India's newborn action plan, as I stated earlier, that government of India was very sure that unless something is done drastically for newborn, probably will not achieve a reduction in neonatal mortality, infant mortality rate further. And therefore, India's newborn action plan was visualized. India is committed to the global every newborn action plan. Global every new action plan, it was launched in the year 2014 in the month of June at the 67th World Health Assembly to advance the global strategy for health of women and children. The newborn global every newborn action plan sets forth a vision of the world that has eliminated preventable newborn deaths and stillbirths. For the first time, India's newborn action plan, India newborn action particulates the government of India's specific attention on preventing stillbirths. India envisions a health system that eliminates preventable deaths of newborns and stillbirth, and where every pregnancy is wanted, where every birth is celebrated, and where women, babies, and children survive, thrive, and reach their full potential. Targets to be achieved is the single digit neonatal mortality rate and stillbirth rate by 2030. The goals that have been set, there are two specific goals of India's newborn action plan, which are: number one, goal one, ending preventable newborn death to achieve single digit neonatal mortality rate by 2030, with all the states to individually achieve this target by 2035. So overall achievement has at the Indian the national level has to be achieved single digit neonatal mortality rate by 2030, and individual states must achieve this target by 2035. The goal second, now if you look at that, the neonatal mortality rate based on current estimates, the neonatal mortality rate accelerated level to achieve global targets. Now it is very clear that if you don't go by accelerated method, then we'll be reaching to the neonatal mortality of 15.5 by 2030. But with the accelerated efforts, it is likely to reach 9.9, that is single digit neonatal mortality around 2030. Goal 2 is ending preventable stillbirths to achieve single digit stillbirth rate by 2030, with all the states to individually achieve this target by 2035. So just now we have discussed the goals of India's newborn action plan. Now we are going to see the projected levels. If the accelerated response is not taken, then what will happen? At the present level of achievement, it is expected that by the year 2030, the stillbirth rate will be 18.8. And the goal that has been set is to achieve single digit, and that can be achieved. That is, we can reach to a stillbirth of 9.8, and by 2035 it will be around 6 if accelerated levels to achieve global targets are taken or put into action. India's newborn action plan national targets has been set by ministry, and the impact targets newborn mortality rate per thousand live births. Current is 29. The target has been set to 24 by the year 2017, 21 by 2020, 15 by 2025, and less than 10 by 2030. Still birth rate per thousand live births, the current value is 22, and the targets of 19, 17, 13, and less than 10 has been set for the year 2017, 2020, 2025, and 2030 respectively. Coverage targets: safe delivery, institutional home delivery by skilled birth attendants. The present level is 76. The target to be reached by 2070 is 90, 2020 95%, 2025 95%, and 2030 95%. Initiation of breastfeeding within 1 hour of birth. The target that has been set is 75% by 2017, 90% by 2020, and in the subsequent years 2025 and 2030, again the initiation of breastfeeding targets are 90% and 90%. Women with preterm labor receiving at least one dose of antenatal corticosteroid targets are 75%, 90%, 95%, and 95% by the year 2017, 2020, 2025, and 2030. Babies born in health facilities with birth asphyxia receiving resuscitation. The targets are 75%, 90%, 95%, 95% for the year 2017, 2020, 2025, and 2030 respectively. Babies receiving complete schedule of home visits under home-based newborn care by ASAs. Present value is not known exactly. The target is 50% by 2070, 75% by 2020, 95% by 2015, and 95% by 2030. Newborn with sepsis in the community received gentamicin by an ANM, 50% by 2017, 75% by 2020, and 75% by 2025, and 75% by 2030. Newborn discharged from SNC followed until age of 1, 35%, 50%, 75%, 75%. Newborn with low birth weight prematurity managed with KMC at the facility. Kangaroo mother care prevents hypothermia, and this is an important measure of survival. So target is 35% in 2017, 50% in 2020, 75% in 2025, and 90% in 2030. Strategic interventions package is one. Preconception and antenatal care intervention package include family and community level, reproductive health and family planning, nutrition related interventions, counseling and birth preparedness, and prevention against malaria. Outreach at subcenter level, screening for anemia and hypertension, malaria screening, prevention and management of mild to moderate anemia, maternal tetanus immunization, adolescent friendly health services, and interval intrauterine contraceptive device insertion. At health facility, antenatal screening and management of severe anemia, hypertension in pregnancy, gestational diabetes, syphilis. Screening and management of hepatitis B, hypothyroidism, HIV, and malaria. Adolescent friendly health clinics, postpartum family planning services including uh, PPIUCD insertion and prevention of RH incompatibility. Care during labor and childbirth, family and community level, skilled birth attendance, clean birth practices, outreach and subcenter level, identification of complications and timely referral, pre-referral dose of by ANM, antenatal corticosteroids in preterm labor antibiotics for uh, and health facility, emergency obstetric care, basic and comprehensive management of preterm labor, antenatal corticosteroids in preterm labor, antibiotics for premature rupture of membranes. Immediate newborn care at family and community level, delayed cord clumping, interventions to prevent hypothermia, immediate drying, head covering, skin to skin care, delayed bathing. Bathing should be at the after around 1 week. Early initiation of exclusive breastfeeding. Breastfeeding should be initiated within 1 hour, and hygiene to prevent infection. At outreach and subcenter level, vitamin K at birth and newborn initiation. Health facility, advanced neonatal resuscitation. Care of a healthy newborn, family and community, home visit till 6 weeks by trained ASHA, counseling, prevention of hypothermia, cord care, early identification of danger signs, prompt and appropriate referral, exclusive breastfeeding, clean postnatal practices. At outreach and subcenter level, immunization, BCG, OPV, hepatitis. Health facility, all the interventions except home visit. Care of a small and sick newborn is an important part of the entire strategy of newborn survival. Family at community level, the animal care and feeding support for thermal care and feeding support for home deliveries, outreach and subcenter integrated management using IMSCI and use of oral antibiotics, injectable gentamicin by INMs for sepsis, and outreach and subcenter kangaroo mother care at facility, full supportive care at block and district level, NBSU at block level, and SNCU at district level, intensive care services at regional level for assisted ventilation or surfactant use surgery. Care beyond newborn survival, family and community, screening for birth defects, failure to thrive, and developmental delays, follow up visits of SNCUs, discharge babies till 1 year of age, small and low birth babies till 2 years of age. Outreach subcenter as before, and I've said earlier, outreach and subcenter newborn screening, management of birth defects, diagnosis, treatment including surgery, follow high risk infants, discharge from SNCUs, and small newborns for developmental delay, appropriate management. Interventions are and tracer processing indicators for bottleneck analysis. Intervention tracer indicators, management of preterm birth, antenatal corticosteroid, skill birth at birth, use of partograph, basic emergency obstetric care, assisted vaginal delivery, Comprehensive emergency obstetric care, cesarean section, basic newborn care, cleanliness including card care, warmth and feeding, neonatal assistance, use of bag and mask, kangaroo mother care, skin to skin breastfeeding, and feeding support for preterm and small babies, and treatment of severe infections using injectable antibiotics, inpatient supportive care for sick and small newborns, IV fluids, feeding support, and safe oxygen. So these are stressful conditions that have been identified to evaluate what is going on in these areas. The guiding principles are equity, gender discrimination to be avoided, and quality of care, and then finally partnerships and accountability. If these things are assured, already there our newborn action plan, national newborn action plan will be all right. Now, just to summarize the whole story, I am in that India's newborn action plan builds on existing commitments under the National Health Mission and call for action for child survival and development. I am set attaining single-digit neonatal mortality rate by 2030, 5 years ahead of the global plan. Emphasizes strengthened surveillance mechanism for tracking stillbirths, focuses on ending preventable newborn deaths, improving quality of care and care beyond survival. Prioritize those babies that are born too soon, too small, or sick. So too soon, too small, or sick, as they count for majority of all newborn deaths. Every newborn must be able to survive and thrive. Not only survive and thrive, we should also look for their optimum development, and, and they should be able to utilize full potential in the future. And that is why this India's newborn action plan has been based on philosophically sounds very wonderful, and if it is operationalized in a nice way, the and practical implementation is not taken care of, it's likely that we'll be able to reach to the single digit neonatal mortality rate and stillbirth rates. Thank you very much for visiting EPG Pathshala.